Hi dear students, so welcome to this video, which is in today's video I'm going to guide you on how to find inverse function. So inverse function usually looks like this. So a normal function is fx, okay, let's say equals to y. Now if it's inverse, so the y will go inside the x and the x will come to the right hand side. So it will look like this. So this is actually inverse. Now, if we want to inverse a function, we can inverse the function using a certain step. So I'm going to show you the step right now. Okay, so let me show you one example here. Given fx, okay, is 3x plus 1 over 5x minus 2. Find the inverse function of f. Okay, first to find the inverse, what we are going to do here is, okay, let me show you. This is fx, okay? So fx is like this, 3x plus 1 over 5x minus 2. Now, you need to know that this actually, when inverse goes over there, so it becomes x is the inverse of this function. So when it becomes the inverse, now what we are going to do is, we are going to let a letter, okay, equal to this function. Now how we're going to do that is, we are going to create and we are going to write let y equals to 3x plus 1 over 5x minus 2. Now you can use this any other letters, for example a or b, but for the norm we use y. So let y equals to this 3x plus 1 over 5x minus 2. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to find x. So as you can see, now the y is on the left hand side. So we're going to solve this until we get the value of x on the left hand side. Okay, so to solve this, first we times, all right, proportionally. So y 5x minus 2 equals to 3x plus 1. Then here expand, we get 5xy minus 2y equals to 3x plus 1. Let's bring the x to the left side and let's bring the y to the right hand side. So 5xy minus 3x equals to 1 plus 2y. Now as you can see here, we have two x here, right? So we can factorize the x out. So x factorize out, we get 5y minus 3 equals to 1 plus 2y. Now what is our x? I think we already got our x, right? So we're going to bring this over here. So let me just write here, x equals to 1 plus 2y over 5y minus 3. Okay, so we already obtained our x. Now, do you still remember how we wrote this? X equals to the inverse of function f. So here what we are going to write down is, let me just flip the page. Okay, so here it's going to be, so we know our x is 1 plus 2y over 5y minus 3. Okay, 1 plus, this is our x. Now still remember this? Okay, this is our first function that we used, right? Now what we are going to do is, we are going to write function, inverse function of f, okay, inverse function of fy is equals to 1 plus 2y over 5y minus 3. Okay, so from here we already found our inverse, and we are just going to rewrite the y to x again, because we want to leave our inverse function in terms of x. So we can leave it like this. So this is our final answer, finding the inverse. So you just need to know this part, alright? So of course, most of the times we will use this. We have to let y equal to this equation here, and then we have to find the x value. Once you already find the x value, it's considered you have inversed the function. Then you just replace it back inside the inverse. So So now let's look at part B. Part B is find the inverse of function f 1 with the value x 1 over 2. So we already have our function here, the inverse function. So now we have to find the value 1 over 2. So we just replace the value inside x. I'm so sorry, this one is supposed to be 5x minus 3 because here is x, right? So everything is x. So here becomes 1 plus 2 1 over 2 over 5 1 over 2 minus 3. So here we get 1 plus 1. Here we get 5 over 2 minus 3. So our final answer, we obtain 2 over negative 1 over 2. And the final answer is negative 4. So this is how we solve inverse function. And you can keep trying more practices on inverse if you still feel that you need to enhance your inverse function. So I'll do more question on this. So stay tuned, students. Okay, so we're going to look at another example here. So given, as you can see here is set A, set B and set C. All the elements inside are also given. So in the diagram above, the function f, okay, here maps set A to set B, while the function g maps set B to set C. So for the first question, determine the function that maps set B to set A. So now set B to set A is actually considered inverse function. So how are we going to find? So first, we know that fx, okay, so what is our image here? So it's 5 minus 2x. So this is function fx. Now to find B to A is actually the inverse, correct? So here we need to find the inverse of f. So it's going to be like this. X is equals to the inverse. So first what we're going to do, we're going to let y equals to this equation 5 minus 2x. From here we are going to find our x value. So this is now, the y is now on the left side. So we're going to solve this until we find the x is on the left side. Okay, we're going to find the x value. So now what we do, we bring the x over. So it becomes 2x. Here becomes 5 minus y. And x here becomes 5 minus y divided by 2. So we already found. So actually this is our inverse already. So what we're going to write is, we're going to write the inverse of y is actually 5 minus y over 2. Change the y to x. So the inverse of x is 5 minus x over 2. So the function that maps set B to set A is this. So we already found our answer. So the second part will be, okay, so the second part, we are going to find the function gx. Okay, we can see here that gx, okay, is given as equals to 6 plus 5. Okay, so gx is equals to 6 plus 5. Now, but is it gx here? No. But here, yes, fx is equals to 5 minus 2x. Okay, but here it's g 5 minus 2x equals to, so this one cannot be gx. So this will be equals to, write down this, 5 minus 2x equals to 6x plus 5. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are going to let y equals to this, okay, because we can't leave this as an equation inside here. So we are going to let y equals to 5 minus 2x. Now here what we can do is, okay, so since we already let y equals to this, now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write as gy, okay, equals to 6x plus 5. Okay, so let's put in the value. Okay, so here now we have to substitute the value of x. So what will be the value of x? The value of x will be from here, okay? From here we find what's our value of x. So we bring the 2x equals to 5 minus y. So x will be 5 minus y over 2. So this value is the one we are going to substitute inside here. So now here will be 6, 5 minus y over 2 plus 5. So we cut here, we get 3. 3, 5 minus y plus 5. So here we obtain 15 minus 3y plus 5. So the final answer here will be, so gy is equals to 20 minus 3y. Now change the y to x. So we obtain gx is 20 minus 3x. So this will be the final answer to find function gx.